Hey, I am broke. So instead of going to the movies, I watched a movie at home on Netflix called Triple Frontier. So let's talk about it.
That was a shit show back then, man. We don't leave messes like that.
It wasn't just Lorea's money. A lot more people are gonna come after you.
You lied to us. They got every town covered. So we go through them. As far as Lil Harding, you think it's gonna be? It's too late to walk away. Crash land here, we all die. Lose the money!
Triple Frontier is a movie directed by J.C. Chandor and written by J.C. Chandor. How do you say this, man? Chandor. J.C. Chandor. Written by J.C. Chandor and a guy named Mike Bowl. It stars Ben Affleck, Oscar Isaac, Pedro Pascal, Charlie Hunnam, and Garrett Hedlund. It's about 5 retired Army vets. They were like the best of their fucking class in the military, and they can't even afford to send their like kids to college and shit. So they're like, you know what? I have an idea. This one guy's working on an operation to take down like this like narcotics cartel in Brazil, and I know where his hideout is now, but I didn't tell anybody else where his hideout is. So we could actually technically go and just rob him of all his money, and they do that. And shit goes south, like, pretty badly. All the performances are really good in this movie. You have, like, 5 dudes who are, like, really good at acting. I mean, Ben Affleck, Oscar Isaac, Pedro Pascal. I mean, you have all these actors that are just, like, dope actors, you know? Charlie Hunnam. Fucking Garrett Hedlund winds up stealing the show for me. I liked his character the most. You know, like, all these actors are really good, and they give serviceable performances here. I mean, I can't say there was one performance in this movie that I watched and thought, wow, that person sucks, because none of them do. None of them do suck. They're all really good in this movie. I thought the writing was good. The movie's really good at getting you to like these characters, and then as the movie goes on, gets you to like not really like these characters. You wind up learning about these characters the more of a situation they go through. Probably the most effective of the characters is Ben Affleck's character, who is introduced as this divorced father who just wants to take care of his kids, and he's not allowed in the house because, you know, they're separated or whatever, and, you know, he's worried about being able to provide financially for his family, and you're like, oh man, that's sympathetic. I can, you know, that's messed up. And he's really like not about wanting to go to this mission. He's like, I really don't like doing this. You know, I'm retired, but I need the money, so I'll go for like just like the reconnaissance mission. I'll go for just the stakeout part of the mission. I don't want any live fire. And as it continues and there becomes live fire, you realize why he didn't want to go into live fire, because he becomes a different fucking person, becomes a different animal. Suddenly he's kind of the reason all of the shit goes wrong. It's really good how they've done that. I mean, I want to give that credit to not just Ben Affleck's performance, because dude's a dope actor, but I mean, the writing here, you know, illustrates that. It's you know, it's pretty dope. There were some pacing issues, you know, like it's not. I mean, it is an action movie, but it's not all action. You know, there's moments of, you know, to breathe and you know, reflect and quiet moments, quiet character moments. It didn't feel like there was sometimes like a build up to the action scene, or even like or like an end to the action scene. Like sometimes action scenes just feel like they just sort of end, and then just the next scene's here, or like so they'll just be sitting, they'll just be like, you know, trying to move these bags of money, and then, you know, oh, they're getting shot at. Like, it's just out of nowhere. I can't say that it was predictable in any sense either, because, I mean, you know, normally when you watch a movie and you can guess what's going to happen, and then that happens, you're like, I knew it. That's not a good thing. You shouldn't be able to guess what happens in a movie before it happens in a movie, and then it happens. You shouldn't be able to do that. That's not good. You shouldn't have a movie should be able to take you for a ride and tell you a story you don't know the end to. And you know, suffice to say, I mean, I didn't really think this movie was very predictable. I was actually, you know, pleasantly surprised at certain events and turns and shifts. I thought the action was well shot. A lot of it's like gunplay and just people shooting each other. There's very little like hand-to-hand aggressive fighting action, but what they shot was all very readable. And I think there's only really one moment of like a sort of a handy cam that is just a little too shaky, but based on the on where they are when that sequence occurs, it's almost forgivable, because you're like, yeah, this is like a rocky situation. You're not on a stable floor, so like it would make sense that the camera would be kind of all over the place, but they didn't really need to be like that. They could have just, because they're like in the ocean, you could just put the camera in a boat, you know what I mean? But like they didn't do that. They put the camera in the water with the other actors, which I guess, you know, adds to, you know, you being in their situation. So it wasn't so much of an annoyance in that front. I mean, it would have been more of an annoyance if all of the action was shaky cam, just all over the place. But it wasn't. It was all steady. It was all shot here, showing you this guy gets shot, this guy gets flamethrowers out, framing this shot. Like, it's all very, it's good. It's good in that regard. And I thought that's good. It's good when you shoot action correctly. I thought overall the cinematography in the movie was just sort of average. It's all very like just very basic, you know, shot, reverse shot, basic cinematography. Doesn't look like shit, but I'm not gonna run home and say that this is the most amazing looking movie ever either. The score was done by Disaster Piece, which I heard of before, but I don't know who they are. And overall, I thought the score, like the actual music made for the movie, was actually really forgettable. Like, I can't remember any of it. However, the soundtrack to the movie, the actual music tracks like that they used for the movie, like I thought were really like good, like actually interesting music selection. Like, you know, it's very refreshing when you see a shot of a helicopter, a military helicopter, going over a jungle, and instead of hearing Native Son, you hear Metallica. Like, it just works. It works for the era too. Like we're not in Vietnam anymore. We don't need to hear fucking, you know, Vietnam fucking 70s rock over fucking, you know, jungle warfare anymore. Like what kind of music are gonna put over that? And I almost would have preferred some trap music, honestly. But I mean, the fact that they use Metallica, and I thought it worked really well. It's like, oh wow, that's awesome, refreshing, like perfect, you know. And then also there's a Pantera track later on. You're like, what the fuck? Like, I never hear fucking Pantera in movies ever. And so I was just like, wow, all right, so this movie, it has some unique musical choices, and you know, they give some you know, some metal to work with, and I liked it. I actually thought the soundtrack was good, but the score by Disaster Piece was just utterly forgettable. Just, I have absolutely no clue who they are by like a sound standpoint. It's very basic. I mean, if you said, oh, like based on that score, what kind of group do you think, or person, or whoever the fuck Disaster Piece is, who do you like, what do you think they are? I would have no fucking clue, because doesn't seem to be much of an identity when it comes to the music made for the movie. However, the soundtrack and the tracks selected to appear in the movie, I thought were pretty damn you know, inspired choices. I liked them a lot. I enjoyed the music presented, but not the score. So yeah, I mean, overall this movie's, it's a solid action movie with strong performances by an all-star fucking cast. I think Garrett Hedlund is the best one of the 5 dudes in the movie. Just because of he gives an emotional performance that I was not expecting to see in this movie, honestly. It's a competent action film. It's a competent action film with good actors. Not much more you can ask for in terms of this, except for maybe, you know, fixing some pacing issues. So I'm going to give Triple Frontier a 4 out of 5. Thank you guys for watching my video. Please like and subscribe. please follow me on Twitter or Instagram or both. I don't know what movie I'm gonna watch next, but you can be sure as hell that I'm gonna be uploading another review next Monday, because there's a new review every Monday. So come back here and watch my reviews every Monday, guys. Thanks for watching. See you later. Bye.